Today I'm going to show you how to crochet this waistcoat stitch basket. This is a great little project for holding a small work in progress, a skein of yarn, or even just keeping your hooks and notions organized while you're working. The waistcoat stitch creates a really beautiful texture that gives the basket structure without making it stiff, and it works up surprisingly quickly. In this tutorial, I'll walk you through the base, the waistcoat stitch body, and how to add these simple handles so you end up with a sturdy basket that's both practical and pretty. Let's get started. For this project, you'll need Knit Pal Cotton to the Core worsted yarn. It's a 4-weight, and this is 218 yards. You'll need a needle to weave in your ends. You'll need a pair of scissors, and I am using a hook that is small for this size yarn. I'm using an F. This one is 3.75 millimeters because I want to have a denser fabric for the basket, and so that's why I'm using a smaller hook size. I'm doing that on purpose. Typically this would use like between a 5 and a 6 millimeter, but I wanted to go down for the denser fabric. We're going to start with a magic circle, and if you're not comfortable with a magic circle, it's totally fine to start with a slip knot and then just chain and go into the slip knot. I'm going to show you what I hope is an easy way to make a magic circle without going, all these magic crazy things. You're just going to go as if you were making a slip knot, but don't pull it tight. And then once you have all your stitches in there, you can pull this closed. So we're going to start by chaining 1, and we're going to put 10 single crochets into the magic circle. I'll do 3 with you, and then I'll pause it and we'll come back. I am actually assuming that you already know these stitches. This is an easy tutorial, but it's not beginner basic. If you would like extra help with the stitches or any of these beginner things, I do have a beginner playlist, so please refer to that, and I can show you how to make all of these, and you can practice with them and then come back and work on this. All right, I have my 10 single crochets in there, so I am going to take the tail and pull it tight. You can see it does work that way. And then we're going to join with a slip stitch to the first single crochet that we made in that circle. So we're just going to go through, and now we're joined. Next step is to chain 1, and we're going to put 2 single crochets in every stitch around. So another way to say that would be an increase in every stitch around. By the time you get all the way around, you should have 20 stitches. So finish this round, and then we'll come back. I have 20 single crochets now in this round. I'm going to attach with a slip stitch to the first single crochet from that round, chain 1, and we are going to do 2 single crochets or an increase in the first stitch, and then 1 single crochet into the next stitch, and that's going to be the pattern around. So for the next stitch, I would put an increase or 2 double crochets, or I'm sorry, I said double crochet, single crochets into that stitch. If I said double crochet earlier, I apologize. I was just making something with double crochets, so that's in my mind. This is all going to be single crochets, so ignore me if I say double crochet. And then 1 in the next stitch. So continue that pattern around, increase and then 1, increase and then 1. You should have 30 single crochets by the time you come all the way around, and then come back. I have all of my stitches for this round. I'm going to slip stitch into the first single crochet, and to prevent some folding or wriggliness, whatever, this next round you're just going to chain 1 and put 1 single crochet in every stitch around. We're not going to increase for this round. 1 single crochet in each stitch around. So finish your round and then come back. For the next round, we're going to attach with a slip stitch to the first single crochet. And for this round, we're going to chain 1, put 2 double crochets or an increase in the first stitch, and then 1 single crochet in each of the next 2 stitches. And follow that pattern around, an increase or 2 single crochets in the next stitch, and then 1 single crochet in each of the next 2 stitches. You should end up with 40 single crochets by the end of the round. When you're done with the round, come back and we'll talk about the next round. The next round, we're going to attach with a slip stitch like we always do, and then chain 1 and 1 single crochet in every stitch around. You should still have 40 stitches by the time you get all the way around. So finish the round and then come back. Now you're welcome to stop at any point. If you want a teeny tiny basket like this, you can skip ahead to the part where we start building up the sides. I'm going to make mine bigger. I don't want a teeny tiny basket like this. So I'm going to attach with a slip stitch to the first one. The next round is going to be 1 single crochet in each stitch around again. Not all of the rounds will be that. At some point, this will start to lose its shape if we do that. So I'm predicting that next round we'll have to increase again. But for now, let's just put 1 single crochet in every stitch around, and then we'll come back for the next round. All right, so I've been all the way around. I'm going to attach with a slip stitch to the first single crochet. And then for the next round, there is going to be an increase. We're going to increase in the first stitch, 2 single crochets in the first, and then 1 single crochet in each of the next 3 stitches. And that's the pattern we're going to do all the way around. Increase and then 1 stitch in each of the next 3. Increase, 1 stitch in each of the next 3 until you come all the way around. Next round, we're going to increase again. So attach with a slip stitch to the first, and we're going to chain 1, and we'll put an increase, 2 single crochets in the first stitch, 1 single crochet in each of the next 4 stitches. And that'll be the pattern around. Increase, 1 stitch in 4 in each of the next 4. Increase, 1 stitch in the next 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So go ahead and stick with that and then come back when you're around. We're going to increase again for the next round. Attach with a slip stitch. Then we'll do increase in the first stitch, chain 1, increase in the first stitch, and then 1 single crochet in the next 5 stitches. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we're going to continue that around. Increase, and then 5 regular single crochets, increase, 5 regular single crochets, and then come back when you've reached the end of your round. This is the last round that I'm going to do, the one we just completed. You can keep going. To increase, you just add 1 more regular single crochet each round. So we did increase and then 5 regular single crochets. So the next round, if you were going to increase, would be increase and then 6, increase and then 7 for the next, and so on. Mine measures about 4.5 inches, which is about 11.5 centimeters. So the next section, we're going to attach with a slip stitch to the first single crochet. chain 1. Now for this round and for the upcoming rounds, I am going to try to crochet a little bit on the looser side because we're going to do the waistcoat stitch for the sides of the basket, and that stitch, if you get it really tight, it's a lot harder to do. So to get ready for the waistcoat stitch, we're going to go into the back loop only of all of these so that we can start working upward. And you're just going to put one on the looser side, single crochet in each back loop around. If you want to see the back loop, you would normally go in through both of these. To go into the back loop, you would skip that first loop, just go into the back, and then make a regular single crochet. So finish that round and then come back for the next round. I've come all the way around, and from here on out we are not going to attach with a slip stitch to the first. We're just going to do continuous rounds until it's about the height that we want. So for mine, we're gonna add handles, so there'll be another at least 2 rows on top of wherever we stop. But I was thinking of going about 2.5, maybe 3 inches before we stop to do the handles. But you do yours as tall as you would like yours to be. So from here out, the waistcoat stitch, you would normally go in here for a single crochet. But if you look at how this single crochets look, there's like a V right below there. We're going to go in the middle of the V. This is why you want to crochet a little bit on the looser side so you can get in there. And then you do a single crochet from that V. Again, here's the V right here below the stitches, and you just go in through the middle of the V and single crochet through there. And you can see how it gives it a little bit of a knitted look. I do want to say, if you don't feel like your sides are going up, you feel like they're still going out more than you would like, you can decrease and bring that shape back up. So to decrease, you would still do it in the waistcoat stitch. You'd go in the middle there, bring up a loop, and then you would just, instead of finishing the single crochet, you'd go into the next and bring up a loop, and then go through all 3. Okay, so if you were thinking that you needed to have yours come up a little bit quicker, you can always decrease a little bit. You probably just want to decrease a few stitches, maybe 2 or 3 in the first round, and then see how it looks after that round, and then assess from there if you want to do that for more. I wouldn't do too many because this is going to start coming up on you. So continue with the waistcoat stitch until you have the height that you want before the handles, and then come back. I've built the sides as far as I would like them, and I did mine 3 inches, which is a little bit less than 8 centimeters. But if you want 8 centimeters, that's fine. I realized, since there was some decreasing that was done, at least on my end, that we aren't going to have the same number of stitches. So cutting out the handle is going to require a little bit of math on your part. So I ended up with 56 stitches. And I went through and counted, and I found that for me, I think 8 stitches for the handles feels good. So there'll be 8 stitches on this side and 8 stitches on this side for handles. So that would be 16 total, 8 for one side and 8 for the other side. So I need to subtract that number of total number of stitches from the stitches I'll use for the handles. So that equals 40. So what would happen for me would be that I would skip. I'll show you how to do this. There's going to be some chaining involved, but this is just the math part. Skip 8 stitches, and then I'll do half of these stitches. These are the stitches that are left after I subtracted out the stitches for handles. So for me, it'll be skip 8 stitches, and then I'll do 20 stitches, and then I'll skip 8. Again, there'll be some chaining in there. So I'm going to chain 8, chain 8, skip 8, and then I will do 20 stitches. So that's how the math would work out. You'll have to see how many stitches you have total at this point. See how big you want the handles, and then you're going to do it for 2 handles. So if you think 8, if you agree with me and you think 8 stitches is the right amount, then you would subtract 16, because 8 plus 8 is 16. It would be 1 handle on each side. Whatever you have left, you divide that in half for the other sides. Whatever number you choose for the handle is the number that you'll chain before you skip the stitches. So if I decided I liked 10 stitches better for the handle, then I would chain 10 and skip 10. But for mine, this is how mine is going to work out. So let me erase this and then show you how mine's going to work, and you can do the math on yours. So I just stopped when it was the right height. I went continuously so that I didn't have any kind of weird line along the sides, because sometimes when you attach and then chain, you get a little bit of a weird line there. So I'm going to chain 8, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Skip 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then I will go into the next stitch. Since we're going to continue the waistcoat stitch, I'll go there. And then I'm going to do 20 stitches for the waistcoat. After the 20 stitches, I'm going to chain 8, skip 8, and then complete the other side, which should be another 20 stitches. When you've completed this, come back and we'll do the next round. So this worked out perfectly for me. The next round, we are just going to put single crochets into each of the chains, and then you're going to continue the waistcoat stitch on the other parts. So wherever you have a chain, you put a single crochet into it, you waistcoat all the other stitches. Come around and then come back. All right, I've gone all the way around. Now, if you like it this size, with the handle this size, you can stop here and cut your yarn and weave in your ends. I'm going to go one more round. And again, this part is going to be personal preference. You could add another 2 or 3 rounds if that's what you like. You want to make it the way that you like, and give it the look that you like. And I know these handles are pretty nice like this. I just want mine to be slightly thicker, so I'm going to add one more round. Add as many rounds as you want, and then cut the yarn and weave in the ends, and then come back. And that's how you make the waistcoat stitch basket. I love how sturdy it turned out, and it's the perfect size for holding a small project while you're crocheting or knitting. If you enjoyed this tutorial, I'd love to see what you make, so feel free to share your projects. And if you'd like to see more crochet tutorials like this one, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss future videos. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.